I went up to the second floor, and after a quick turn, found myself in a corridor lined with countless doors. These were the soldiers' private rooms. Most would be asleep right now, but more than a few rooms showed up no signs of life at all. Probably the rooms of on-duty soldiers. Well then, I can't miss this chance. I might find some tools I could use to get out of the next tight spot I land in. I immediately went about deciding on which room to sneak into. Well, it will have to be one of these three. Why are there always so many choices? Damn, dude. Let's stick to the middle. 109. Maybe we'll get lucky. The personal belongings should be in the bag by the base of the bed. A weapon would be useful. Well, yeah, obviously. But can we find one? Only some throwing knives. Well, something. Well, I guess he would have taken the important equipment with him on duty. Alright then, these can be important to me. Yeah, they're better than nothing. I put everything back in order and quietly closed the door to the room. I continued down the hallway and went back down the stairs, coming upon a narrow passage that led outdoors. I peeked outside and spotted a path that went behind the barracks, leading to a grove of trees. After climbing the stairs, I saw a pair of heavy-duty doors at the end of a long hallway extending to the side. Hung above the massive doors was a decorative plate with commander's chambers etched on it. So the time has finally come. Despite thinking that caution was probably not necessary, I slowly turned the doorknob. Oh, nice room. Quietly opening the door, the first thing I saw was an empty bottle on the floor. Of course. My gaze was then drawn to a nearby sofa, upon which I was amazed to see a man sleeping. Yep. So, this is Barge? Sleeping so soundly. Well, we can't have that. Hey! Wake up! You? What the hell is this? As Barge recognized the person standing in front of him, he tried to stand up, but was distraught to find that his hands had been bound behind his back. I placed the tip of my sword against his throat. I'll have to ask you to be quiet, Mr. Barge. It's quite late, after all. Damn it, you bastard! How did... There seems to have been a steep decline in the quality of the guards since you were put in charge here. Shut up! You can stop with the bravado. You little... Why are you even here? I'd like you to tell me where you've stashed my equipment and swords. I had assumed they'd be here, but it looks like my guess was off the mark. Like I'd know that. Heh. I grazed past Barge's left ear with the tip of my blade, giving his hair a slight trim in the process. Wait! I just remembered. Your equipment is in the warehouse. It's behind the barracks. Honestly, I was just doing what I was told. You don't need to tell me that. At the very least, it's obvious that someone like you couldn't have been behind all of this. Locking the door from the inside, I went out the window and jumped down into the courtyard and ran towards the warehouse in the darkness. Oh. I wasted too much time making my way here, and night will soon give way to dawn. I need to recover my equipment and escape as fast as I can. Moving deeper into the warehouse, I came across a crate where my equipment had been laid out. Alright, I'll just quickly change clothes and then make my escape. I was getting tired of waiting, boy. What? Wang? You sure took the long way around. Perhaps you had a tearful farewell with some woman. Wang? This is Wang. Skilled member of the guards, master of martial arts, and a thoroughly unpleasant man. You do realize who this is, don't you? Think about it. But I thought all the veterans had been sent away with Captain Vandam. What the hell are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be out on some secret mission? With everyone out on such important missions, who's going to stick around to look after the fort? Not to mention we've got this new incompetent hack running things around here now. Yeah, I've noticed that. But still, even if I'm only one man, the defense of this fort will be perfect. Ha! So that's your story. Are you sure you weren't left behind because you're a lazy drunkard? Boy, you better watch your mouth. Unless you're planning to get yourself killed before ever seeing another sunrise. Not really planning to get myself killed after either. Oh, what a funny thing to say. Boy, do you really think you'll be able to get past me? I guess I was more than just hoping that you'd let me off easy and look the other way. Unfortunately, I'm a dutiful man. I follow my orders to the letter. Well, I guess it can't be helped then. Yeah, it's unavoidable. To battle! Oh, I see you've managed to polish your skills these past 6 months. You've grown. I'm happy for you. Don't act like you're my mentor or something. Sorry, but no disciple of mine would ever show such poor form. Well now, this is interesting. Damn it! I've got my hands full just avoiding his punches, but this damn guy looks like he's having the time of his life. Hey, you're not going to beat me just by dodging me. As I thought, it had been reckless of me to try and go hand-to-hand with this guy. Then, I suppose I have no other option but to swallow my pride and use a weapon. Alright. Beg for my life. Let's use a knife. Might as well. I had a weapon I'd taken just for a situation like this. I drew a throwing knife and threw it with all the force I could muster. I had thrown the knife without warning, but it was unceremoniously sidestepped. Well then, what now? Damn, then the next move will have to be... If it's come to this... Use grosser Fluss. There's no choice anymore but to go all out. Well, you have to with this guy. Preparing to use my killing move, I looked towards where my equipment was placed. Hey, don't look away. Perhaps Wang had managed to anticipate my next move, as when I had tried to make for my equipment, he immediately swooped in to block my passage. You can have those as a reward, if you beat me. I guess it won't be that easy. Then my next move will have to be... Say, I don't suppose I can convince you to forget about all this. That'd be a pretty sweet deal for you. I hadn't really expected him to be taken in that easily, but I figured I might have a chance if I could just catch him off guard. Or so I had hoped, but it seemed to be futile. How about I let you use the sword you already have? If you need a handicap, that is. Shut up. I can still... Oh, trying to bluff. To be honest, I'm quickly losing around here. That said, however, it's not like I can just take off without my equipment. Well then, I've grown tired of this, so maybe it's time to get serious. If you're tired, it'd be nice if you just called it quits. It would be, but unlikely. Hey, Nash. What are you going to do once you get away from the guards? Do I really need to say it? Is it something that must be done? Yeah, right now. That's good then. I came here after being chased out of my homeland. What's more, I'll never be able to go back. There is, however, something I think about from time to time. What is it exactly that I am meant to do in this land? Shouldn't I have remained back in the old country, accomplished something of worth, and died there instead? What are you getting at? In short, I'm someone whose life's already over. The Defense Force is full of people like that. People who are lost and have nowhere to return to. But you have somewhere you need to go. Something you need to do, and a place to return to. Isn't that right? Perhaps. That's something to be happy about. Time's up. Huh? Take a look for yourself. Keeping a careful eye on Wang, I look in the direction he's indicating, towards the door. The light of dawn had come through the gap. First thing in the morning, I am to be relieved from guarding the fort and head into the grasslands. It seems our good friend Barge doesn't enjoy my company very much. Then, you're letting me go? What did I tell you? I follow my orders to the letter. I'm in your debt. Being in people's debt doesn't seem to fit your image. I rushed over to my equipment and inspected it. What's the meaning of this? The blades of my knives have been sharpened, my dart gun has been cleaned and oiled as well as my anchor launcher, and my gunpowder had been replenished. Really? Wow. That was nice of somebody. Wang? Once you get away from the guards, you'll need to be properly equipped for your journey to Crystal Valley. Isn't that right, young Master Lackey? With that, Wang stuck his hands in his pockets and quietly made his exit. I quickly changed clothes and put on my equipment. With this, making my way through the gates to freedom is no longer an impossibility. Well, it would be good to get the hell out of here, that's for sure. They had all been novices, not a single proper guard to be found. Now that I had regained my equipment and escaped the fort, I walked down the road towards Crystal Valley at a leisurely pace. Well, things are looking up now. After about an hour, a figure emerged from behind some trees by the side of the road. Look at you, up and at it so early in the morning. Are you here to see me off? I'm sorry, Nash. What for? It's only thanks to you that I've managed to get this far. You don't blame me? For what? Nash, why are you always like this? Why do you always try to shoulder the burden all on your own? Someone in the garrison just tried to have you killed. And yet, here you are, strolling along merrily, as if nothing happened. That's just how I am. Just how you are? Disappearing into thin air, leaving only confusion in your wake? That's the reason Julie had to grieve so much. Do you have any idea how much Julie has gone through? How much she's suffered since you killed Zaj on the night before their wedding? Lena's words evoked memories within me. That day, that night, that moment. It was the day before the wedding between Julie and Zaj. I stood at the threshold to the Ladke house for the first time in a long while. Honestly, I should have had my arms full with celebratorial gifts for the happy couple. If it wasn't for that one thing. You could say I found out by accident. Well, I suppose this may have been unavoidable. Zaj! You... I saw Zaj slip a small gun into his palm, and then Julie opened the door on the other side and came in the room. Nash?
Lena, I still can't give the reasons for that day. I must keep the truth to myself, because it would simply be too painful for that girl to bear hearing it. Nash, the one thing I'll tell you is Zaj is still alive. That is the only reason I'm returning to Crystal Valley. With Lena lost for words, I turned my back to her and started walking down the road again. Until this is over, I can't tell anyone the truth. No, perhaps not even then. Wow. So, looks like that does it for episode 2, chapter 2, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure how many chapters there are in this game. See, there were 4 in Volume 1.